Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to URKG. This is your latest Real Madrid transfer news. And look, we've got a big news cooking out of Real Madrid today. Madrid are reportedly preparing to move on from both Alaba and Rudiger. And it looks like they're going full steam ahead with young defenders that we have, really. And also, we do have talks about Ceballos. Ceballos is stuck in a limbo now. He wants to leave, but the club raises his asking price for £30 million. Let's break it all down, get your opinions in, and we're gonna talk about these decisions, what these decisions mean for the future of this team. And you already know the drill, people. Make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and like I said, let me know your thoughts about these breaking news that are happening at Real Madrid right now. And look, this is coming from AS, right? It's coming from AS that they're saying that it's been revealed that Madrid are preparing to move on from both David Alaba and Antonio Rudiger as part of their long-term defensive strategy. That's what they're saying. And I want to quickly show you guys. This is not just a made-up story. This is actually real, and this is what they're saying. And basically, Alaba is 33 years old. We know that he's struggling with injuries, over a year recovery from knee problems. No club is actually showing interest in Alaba, to be honest with you, right? Nobody actually wants him, and he is one of the highest earners at Real Madrid as well. I mean, the club clearly want to move him on. They don't want to stick with him, but there's not a lot of takers. And the scary part, the scary part is this. I want to quickly show you this. Where is it? The salary cap. Look at the salary, bro. Look at the salary. This is Madrid's salary list. Kylian Mbappe is the highest paid. Alaba is second. I mean, I'm really shocked. How the hell is Alaba getting paid more than Vini, Bellingham, Valverde, Courtois, Rudiger, Militao, Camavinga, Rodrygo? The list goes on, people. The list goes on. He's the second highest paid player at Real Madrid. And he has done absolutely nothing for Real Madrid. And again, Madrid are trying to get rid of him. But he is staying. He doesn't want to leave. He's like a magnet. I mean, he's like a parasite, bro. He's like a parasite. He doesn't want to leave. He insisted on honoring his contract, but obviously Madrid want him gone. He's getting paid a lot of money. Wages are a major problem for Real Madrid. Look, Rudiger's situation is a little bit different, right? It's a different situation. He played through pain. He took anti-inflammatories, right? Daily last season. He postponed his surgery until after the Copa del Rey final. So you've got to respect the commitment from Rudiger. I'm not putting these two guys on the same level. Yes, Rudiger's performance have declined recently, and he's aging as well, and he does get paid a lot of money as well. And Madrid are just waiting to see before they offer him a renewal, right? There's no renewal contract talks has started for Rudiger. And I think I showed you right here. Rudiger is going to be out in 2026. So he's only got 1 year. No renewal talks have been going on as of today. And no talks have been initiated for Rudiger. And his future depends basically on the performance of the season. And there's a lot of players. It's not just Alaba. It's not just Rudiger. There's a lot of players at stake and are playing for their future this season. No messing about, people. No messing about. Yo, KG, can Madrid just release him, says Ahmed. I don't think we could do that. He still declined. Madrid tried that, but he said no. Anas says Rodrygo did more than them, 100%. Just as says so, Madrid can't release him from his contract. They can't. If he doesn't agree, they can't. I mean, they're willing to pay him, but he doesn't want to leave. Rudiger is sometimes good, not like Alaba. Yeah, we don't want to put even though we're presenting this as a story together, I'm not putting Rudiger and Alaba on the same level here. Rudiger has done a whole lot for Real Madrid. Like I said, he did a whole lot. But the Alaba situation is just concerning me right now. Alaba, please leave, bro. Like, we need you to leave. You're getting paid a lot of money. And the idea is basically clear for Real Madrid. The future plan is already underway. We know that, right? Dean Huijsen, 20 years old. Raul Asencio, 22, seen as the future leaders of this backline, right? Militao returning to full fitness as well. And Konaté is another one we're eyeing. So the center back position is just limited. For Alaba especially, there's no space for him. Rudiger, I can see him staying one more year, maybe. Depending on his performance this season, he could extend one more year. But after that, I think that'll be that, because he's getting old. He's lacking pace. His pace is just declining at this moment in time. So I can see Alaba leaving this summer, and I can see Rudiger leaving next year. But I want Rudiger to stay unless we're getting Konaté, unless we're getting somebody like Saliba. There's no point of getting rid of Rudiger at this moment in time. I still expect him to be starting games at the start of the season. Linda says, I mean, if I was finished and got 22 million just to sit on the bench for 1 year, I would definitely stay. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. That salary is just insane. If you, those of you who are just tuning in, take a look at the salary of Alaba. I mean, did you know, bro? Be honest. Did you know Alaba was the second highest paid player at Real Madrid? Crazy. It's just crazy. 22 M's. 22 M's is just ridiculous. Get rid of Alaba because we now have shortage of seats in the stadium. Anna says, I knew. Look, I did a little bit of research today, and I found out he's the second highest paid player. But it's crazy. It's just crazy. But these are the questions we need to be answering, right? Should Real Madrid force Alaba out now or respect his contract? That's question number one for you. If Konaté arrives, should Rudiger get a farewell season? That's it. End of the season, he is gone. If Konaté secured Rudiger, would you let Rudiger go? And who is your dream center-back pairing? Is it Militao and Konaté and Dean Huijsen? Or is it Konaté, Dean Huijsen, and Asensio? Let me know in the comments right now. And look, in my opinion, I think Madrid should force out Alaba, right? They have to force out Alaba. Whatever he does, 22 M's for another season. 2026 is the year his contract expires. That means we're going to pay this dude 22, close to 23 million just for sitting on the bench. He got paid last season as well. So I'm saying just give him 10 million and just break the contract. If he's okay to move forward, if he's okay to play in the World Cup, if he's okay to go somewhere else and be a starter. Because as long as I see it, we can't trust him. We just cannot trust him. Real should get Alaba out Tuscaloosa. Yes, they're trying, but he has said no. He has said no. He doesn't want to leave. What can you do? What can you do is the question. I mean, we try to break his contract up, but let's see what happens. But in my opinion, I think we need to let him go. Just force Alaba out. Don't make him train with the team, and just take all the measurements that is needed for him to push a move out. That's what we need to see. And if Konaté arrives, should Rudiger be let go? And my answer to that is probably yes, depending on Militao's situation. If Militao can stay fit, I think Militao's a better defender than Rudiger. His injuries killed him, but I think Militao's younger as well. He can easily give you 3, 4, 5 years. So I feel like if we can secure Konaté, I can see Dean Huijsen being the future center back and having Militao there as a second center back, and then you can have Konaté there, or you can have Asensio, right? Hopefully Asensio somehow grows. I mean, he just grows up in that position and he performs better, because so far you can't rely on Asensio as well. Based on that performance that we saw in the Club World Cup, it was just purely a disastrous performance from both Rudiger and Asensio. So the backline is probably the right time to rebuild the defense. And we kind of started, right? Brought in Trent, and brought in Dean Huijsen. And now the Konaté situation, the Saliba situation is going to be key. It is going to be key. And this summer is still long. We still have about 30 days left until the transfer window closes. So we still do have a lot of time. And Madrid obviously want to make signings in those positions for sure. KG, can you give him a package and let him go? That's what Madrid are trying to do at this moment in time. They try to give him some sort of package so he can leave. But that package obviously is less than 22 million, right? If it's more than that, or if it's the same as 22, then Madrid would not offer him. They would just pay his wages until the end of next year. But the package is probably small. So that's why he's not accepted. Loan out Asencio, I agree with that. Again, loaning out Asencio depends on Alaba's situation. If Alaba stays, yes. If Alaba goes and you don't bring in any other defender, why would you loan out Asencio? Doesn't make sense, right? Madrid is constantly going to be playing with 3 center backs, which is realistically, you're going to need at least 5 center backs in the team to play all competition. Give him 1 million or more as a bonus so he can leave. Bro, you think he's going to give up 20 million to just get 1 million? It doesn't make sense. The lowest we can give him is close to 10. If we can pay him half of that, and he probably would rip up his contract and leave. Otherwise, I see this dude staying like a magnet, bro. Staying like a parasite, bro. He ain't going to leave. He ain't going to leave. Look, other transfer talks. Hold that thought. Other transfer talks. We're going to discuss that as always. We're going to discuss that at the end. All transfer news unrelated to Real Madrid. We're going to talk about them at the end. Okay. We always do. But just to stay on the topic, I'm looking at the polls now. And Alaba's 43%. That's the first player you guys want to see get rid of, which is the same as me. And the Mendy situation as well. I want to include the Mendy situation into this segment, right? Before we move on, I want to include the Mendy segment here. And this is what's happening right now. Recently, this came out. Real Madrid would like to offload both David Alaba and Mendy, but both are not open to an exit. We discussed the situation about Alaba, right? Yes, it's clear that he doesn't want to leave, but Mendy is another one, right? Mendy is also another one who does not want to leave. It's crazy out here. Madrid is just becoming chaos now. We got plenty of players that nobody wants to buy, and also these players don't want to leave. What can we do? We can't improve the team if these guys are just sticking around. They have to leave. They have to be pushed out. Florentino Perez has to find a way to get rid of these guys because we need midfielders. We probably need another center back. You understand? At least we need 2 extra players. And these players are just not trying to go. Alaba, Mendy, Ceballos is another one which I'm going to get into, by the way. I'm going to get into Ceballos conversation later on after this. And that's another issue we have. So we got a lot of players are dead. Deadwood, right? Players that needs to be leaving, and they're not trying to leave us, which is a big, big problem. Madrid needs to figure out a way to get rid of these guys. Otherwise, we can't make any signature. We can't sign any other defenders. If I was a manager, I would sell them to Liverpool. Liverpool doesn't want these guys, though. Liverpool does not want these players. Keep Rudiger, says Anas. Yes, I'll definitely keep Rudiger for 1 year and see what he does this season, right? KG, Madrid should have 5 good defenders. Yes, if you want to talk about the defenders that we have, that I'm absolutely confident on, right? Dean Huijsen, I'm sure he's going to be one of the best center backs in the game. I can see it already. Militao, I have slight doubt. Is he going to stay fit or not? If he stays fit, I guarantee you he's going to be starting every single game. Rudiger is another doubtful defender. I would also start based on the squad that we have now. But again, after the season, it's going to be a different conversation based on what he does, because the two performances that he had in the Club World Cup was horrendous. Those says, I think Dean and Konaté will be a solid backline. I agree. So in order to get Konaté right, guys like these, they have to leave. Guys like Alaba, guys like Mendy, they're just a squad player. They're just another body in the dressing room. And Madrid doesn't want to have all these bodies in one team that are useless. We need to get rid. Tristan says, KG, I would sell them to Spurs. Bro, I would sell them to any team. Never mind Spurs. I would sell them to any team. But the problem we have right this moment in time is we don't have any team that actually wants to buy these players. It's weird. It's really, really weird. Anna says Rodrygo is behind Alaba is just... Yes, Rodrygo did 100 times more, but he gets paid less. Look, the fact that Alaba got to this salary is because he came in for free. You know, we paid money for Vini, paid money for Bellingham, paid money for Courtois. Yes, Rudiger also came for free, but most of the players that you see on this list, we actually paid money for, so their salary is a little bit lower. But when you come for free, just like Kylian Mbappe, he's the highest because we didn't really pay any money for him. He came in for free. He ran down his contract, and then we swooped in and got him, right? Alaba is the same situation. Ran down his contract at Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich wanted to extend him. He said, hell no, I'm going to go to Madrid. And Madrid paid him a little bit higher so he can join them for free. That's what they did. And now they're going to regret that. That's a big mistake because Alaba's not worth it. Alaba is the same as Sancho. They are both cockroaches. Yes, they never die, bro. They never die. Linda says, how Mendy Camp saying he isn't afraid of the competition with Alvaro Carreras? Yeah, they're saying that Mendy is okay with the competition with Carreras and also with Garcia. And some Madrid insiders, right? Some Madrid insiders are saying it's better to keep Mendy than to keep Garcia. Because even though Carreras is a better offensive player, defensively, Carreras is not better than Mendy. And I might have to agree with that. I think there's a lot of similarities with Carreras and Garcia, right? I want to keep, obviously Carreras, we just brought him in, so he's going to be the main center back. But in certain situations, in certain games, I think Mendy could be key. Mendy is physical and defensively aggressive. The only problem with Mendy is he's injury prone and attacking wise, he's useless. But some games, you don't need your left wing back to attack. Some games, you need your left wing back to be defended, especially if you play against big teams, right? The likes of Barcelona, the likes of other big teams, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea. All these teams, when you face against these guys, Paris Saint-Germain, in the Champions League, you're probably going to need somebody that could defend based on the situation. So keeping Mendy makes sense if he can stay fit, and selling Garcia makes sense for me. It makes sense for me. If Mendy comes back to 2023-2024 season form, he will be benching Carreras and Garcia. Yeah, potentially. That's what I'm saying. London is with me. London knows what Mendy brings to the team. Mendy is a solid defender. I'm telling you, he's a really, really solid left back in terms of defensive ability. Offensively, you will sacrifice, but you can make your game on the right-hand side. You know, you can make it on the right-hand side instead of on the left. You can attack with Trent and be more organized and defensive on the left-hand side. So it can happen. It's all up to Xabi Alonso to decide what to do with these situations. KG, did Liverpool find because they signed 200 million? KG, if Real Madrid sell Vinicius Jr. for 350, they can buy Alaba's contract out. Easy. Yes, Claude is right. Absolutely easy. We can make big decisions, big moves if we can get that kind of money. But Vini's situation is getting quieter right now. There's nothing today about Vinicius Jr. Of course, if there was, I would have brought it in the show. But there's nothing talking. I mean, there's no talks about Vinicius Jr. leaving as of today. Tristan says Mendy is okay defending. Yeah, exactly. So I'd rather keep Mendy than than Garcia. But let's see. Let's see what kind of offers we're going to get for Fran Garcia and also Mendy and also Alaba. Alaba's not even, he's not even trying to leave. So it's going to be difficult. It is going to be difficult to get rid of these guys. Marco, big up for joining us. Only thing I'm mad about is Sane. Mendy didn't defend it in the Champions League. Leroy Sané's goal. Mendy didn't. Yeah, it's a weird one. It is a weird one. Sané's goal was ridiculous, but you've got to understand something. I think Mendy overall, if you look at his season in the past, I think defensively he was solid. He was decent. We won the Champions League with him playing. So I'm not concerned if he stays. Really, really not concerned if he stays. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about these situations, Alaba situations, Mendy situations, Rudiger situations in the comment sections. We're going to move on to the next subject that I want to bring in, really. And that is, of course, this guy right here, right? This guy right here, Dani Ceballos. So Madrid have raised their asking price to £30 million for Dani Ceballos. I don't know why they would do that. Are you basically doing that to not get offers? I mean, it looks like it's an own goal for me. It looks like Madrid are just doing an own goal here because who's going to come in and pay $30 million for Dani Ceballos? And I went and checked, right? I went and checked in the transfer market how much this guy is actually worth. And I'll show you in a minute. And this guy is worth 10 million. Bro, he is worth 10 million pounds. Of course, at one point, he was our Arsenal. He was around 45. He was around 45 at that time. If we actually sold him in 2019, he could have brought in around 45 million pounds. But right now, bro, is 10 M's. He costs 10 M's. So how the hell Real Madrid want to get 30 million for him? 3 times what he is worth at this moment in time. Does that make sense at all, bro? It doesn't really make sense. It really, really doesn't make sense. They need to make a decision, bro. They absolutely need to make a decision. You can't just do that. You can't just rise up prices like that and expect things are going to be okay. Ceballos is worth 10 M, says Kluwen. Lender says Ceballos' departure is unlikely as he doesn't give us financial reason. We should keep him for squad depth if he's okay with the role. Yes, but I'm talking about if we can get another midfielder, then getting rid of Ceballos makes sense, right? It makes sense. The player wants to get regular playing time to make the Spain squad for 2026 World Cup, right? No serious offers have been presented, and the clubs are a lot of clubs are put off by the valuation of Real Madrid. I just showed you how much I think he's worth as well. He didn't even play when Camavinga was injured. Alonso actually picked Luka Modric instead, right? We saw it in the Club World Cup. Even though Luka Modric has one leg out at the door, he still chose Modric instead of Ceballos. And clearly, he's not central to Alonso's plan. We can see that. The Club World Cup showed us that. And Ceballos is well liked in the dressing room. He doesn't cause a lot of issues. He doesn't talk a lot. He's a likable guy, right? But the thing is, he's not getting minutes. He's getting paid. I don't know how much he gets paid. Let me just quickly see. He gets paid. Okay, his salary's not that much. He's got a contract until 2027, and he gets paid 10.4 million a year, which is not really high, to be honest with you. It's not extremely high, but we need to sign a different profile in the middle of the park. We need players like Enzo Fernandez, McAllister, that sort of midfielders in the middle of the park, I think, and instead of Ceballos. Ceballos is too similar for me with already what we have. We got Diaz, we got Adraguler now shifting to be the number, sort of like the creative midfielder. And we got Valverde and Bellingham box to box. Camavinga is a joker. He can play in every position. And you got Tchouaméni as a CDM. So technically, we need another midfielder that can control the tempo. We need Toni Kroos. I keep saying it in every single show. We do not have Toni Kroos, which is why we struggled last season when he left. So I feel like even though people blamed it on Kylian Mbappe coming and upsetting the team, that's why the team didn't win anything last season. I disagree. I don't think it has anything to do with Kylian Mbappe. I think it has everything to do with losing Toni Kroos in the middle of the park. And still, we're going to go into a new season without Toni Kroos by just changing the manager. And I think that is a big mistake. I think it is a big mistake. London says Ceballos is not rated by Alonso. Ceballos could still control the midfield. He's going to be key in the cup competitions. I don't know. Alonso doesn't trust him, bro. Alonso doesn't trust him. So you probably trust him, but I don't know. Alonso doesn't. And I don't trust him as well, bro. I'll be honest. KG, I think Ceballos is leaving. He's not leaving. I just showed you. What the conversation is about. And also, I can bring in this as well. Dani Ceballos' departure is currently unlikely due to financial reasons, which I just showed you. Real Madrid don't want to sell him for less than what they value him at. What they value him is 30 M's, which is ridiculous. He's not worth 30 M's. And a few in Spain could afford the club's asking price, which was 15 M's last summer. So last summer, he was actually around 15 M's. So Madrid, for no reason, they just doubled it. They just doubled the money and said, you better pay up or we're not selling. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Here's the question, though. Here's the question that we need to be asking. Right? Should we lower Ceballos' price and let him go? Would you keep him as a backup or lead some sort of like a leadership figure in the dressing room? 30 M's, that's too high. We know that in today's market. And should we change that or should we stick with that? And if we don't sign another midfielder, can he actually earn his place back in the starting lineup? You guys let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. I'm going to give you my answers in a second. KG Saliba have some Konaté. Yeah, we're going to discuss that at the end. Let's focus on Ceballos right now. Yeah, it is official now. It is official. Wow. Okay. It is official now. All right. We're going to talk about that at the end. That's interesting. That is interesting. All right. Anyways, to focus on Ceballos, should we lower his price tag? I think we should lower his price tag because 30 M's is too much for him. And I feel like if we can get 15 to 20 for him, I think it's a decent money. And then we can go ahead and try to sign another midfielder. That's what I'm thinking. But if we're not signing any other midfielders, keep him. That's what I would say. And he could be a backup. He could be useful, especially now Bellingham is out for 2, 3, 4 months in the start of the season. Yes, they said that Diaz was going to be playing that position, but if something happens to Diaz, then you're short in numbers. So definitely keep Ceballos if you're not signing another midfielder. But if you do so, if you have another player like Enzo or McAllister, if you think you can get those guys, then get rid of him immediately and drop the price tag. That's what I would say about Ceballos. Andy, pick up yourself. Yes, keep him. In fact, Bellingham is not available for El Clasico, says Anas. Yes, Doe says selling Ceballos of Rodrygo and Alaba will be good news. Yes, only if we can bring in replacement Doe. KG, I'll get 10 to 15 for him, says Kluwen. Yeah, Kluwen agrees with the price tag that we just discussed, to be honest with you. Yeah. So these are the things that are happening. And hopefully, Madrid sort this out. There's a lot of uncertainty at Real Madrid. A lot of uncertainties. There's another topic that I want to bring in. It's not related to Ceballos, but this is another topic I want to talk about. And that just came in. Madrid have not made a final decision on Gonzalo Garcia. And Endrick wants to stay as well. So let me know your thoughts about this one. Who do you want to stay? And who do you want to keep? And who do you want to let go? It's a tough one. It is a tough one. Let me know your thoughts now. And I'll tell you, let me just run a poll right now. Let's be real. Let me just run a poll right now. Would you? Who would you keep? Garcia or Endrick? All right. All right. I'm running the poll. I'm running the poll right now. And get involved in the poll right now. All right. They have not made a decision who to keep and who to let go. And I'll make that decision for you. I've watched them both. And I think Endrick has got a high ceiling. I think Endrick could be on another level. I don't think Gonzalo Garcia could go to another level. I think we've seen what Gonzalo Garcia could do. He was peaking really in the Club World Cup, scoring it pretty much in every single game. And I don't think he could do much more than that. And skill-wise, he doesn't have it. A lot of times the ball gets to him, it was just bouncing all over the place like Lukaku. You know, I saw the game against PSG. I watched the game again, and Gonzalo Garcia just could not control the ball at all. And that was one of his weaknesses, I would say. Finishing, he's top class, but controlling the ball, he lacks it. And dribbling, it's not really his forte. He can't dribble. He can't dribble past one or two players. And he doesn't strike the ball outside the box. He's like your pure number 9. He's like an old-fashioned number 9, like Raul, like Chicharito type. You know, Endrick is a baller. Endrick is a different level, I think. Endrick could be the next big thing. He could be the next big thing. He's 16, 17. He just turned 17 now. And I would say keep Endrick. I would definitely say keep Endrick. Let me see what you guys are saying. I would definitely say keep Endrick and loan out. I'm not saying sell Gonzalo Garcia, but I'm saying loan him out. Just loan him out for a season so he can play every game as a main striker. And then let's see what he does. But definitely, I would definitely keep Endrick. What do you guys think? All the questions that you have, keep it at the end. We're going to discuss that. 50 million is a good price for him. I think we covered that. When you talk about money, we're talking about pounds, euros, or dollars. Yes, we're talking about pounds. I mean, we're talking about euros. We're talking about euros here. 30 million euros. Selling Rodrygo for 100 and not Vini for 3. That's not the topic. You voted already. So I'm looking at the poll right now. It is dead locked in, right? It is dead locked in. I'm seeing Garcia 33%, Endrick 33%, both 33%. So you guys, it's so close, right? It is so close to make that decision. Everybody is unsure, at least, or people have different thoughts about Gonzalo Garcia and Endrick. LeBron Aldo says Endrick should be loaned for a Premier League team. I don't think so. Where can he go and be a main striker? You talk about Liverpool. Liverpool's about to sign Isak now, and they don't have a position. Chelsea have signed João Pedro, Delap. They have Jackson in there already, so he won't be starting in there. You talk about Manchester City. Haaland is there, so he ain't going to be starting. You talk about Arsenal. They just signed Gyökeres, so he can't go there. So the Premier League is out of the question. He doesn't want to go play for Tottenham. And Manchester United are not looking at strikers like that kind of profile. So he's out the question. He can't go to the Prem. So the only thing that can happen is staying in La Liga. You know, I could see him playing in La Liga for teams like, Sevilla, for teams like Valencia or Athletic Bilbao. Like these kind of teams, he could play up front and be a really, really serious center forward for a year. But again, I don't want to let Endrick go. And the club hasn't made a decision. Just like our live show right now, the poll says that it's dead locked in. Right now, it's changing to Garcia. Okay, so more people are saying Garcia. Get your votes in, people. To get your votes in. I want to know what you think. But I'm leaning towards keeping Endrick and loaning out Garcia. If we keep Rodrygo, Vini, and Mbappe, right? If Rodrygo leaves, or Vini leaves, we got to keep up. Got to keep up. Anna says loan him to Crystal Palace. I don't think he's gonna want to go there. Endrick should be our second choice at any cost. Gonzalo could be a Joselu top profile. I would agree with that, London, but only if Gonzalo had a little bit of height, a little bit of physique. That would give me confidence so that we could utilize him as a 9. But he is small. He's small like Endrick. He's small. He's smaller than Kylian Mbappe. He's smaller than Rodrygo, or he's as short as Rodrygo and Vini as well. So I don't know what he brings. He can't be Joselu. Seriously. Even though he's a 9, I don't think he can be a Joselu type. We need the height. If Trent is going to be doing a lot of crossing for Real Madrid, we need some sort of height inside the box. And Gonzalo Garcia is not going to win many headers. I'll be honest. I know he scored in the Club World Cup, but I don't see it happening in the Champions League against big teams. Garcia is a talent. He has potential, says Anas. I agree with that. LeBron says Manchester United. I highly, highly doubt that. You look at the signing that Manchester United are making. They're making signings that are big, giants. Mbemo, Brian Mbemo, Cunha. And what are you going to do with Højlund as well? And Endrick is young as well. Manchester United need the finished article. They don't need a potential. And United are not just going to grow Endrick and give him back to Real Madrid. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If Vini leaves, who will you get? Number 7, Rodrygo, Garcia, or Endrick? I'm going to put number 7, Kylian Mbappe. Endrick should be the 9. I think Endrick is better than Garcia. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. I know most of you guys right now saying Garcia because of one tournament, but I think Endrick is better. Endrick is definitely better than Garcia, in my opinion, of course. So I'll definitely, Rodrygo can be 7. He can be a 7. He's like more of 11. So he should stay as 11. KG, Gonzalo has a lot of potential. I'm not dismissing that. I'm not dismissing that. I know he has a lot of potential. But one of them has to go out on loan. That's the feeling I have. I think that's the feeling I have. One of them should leave for sure. Just for a year or so. That's what I would say. Loan Endrick to Juventus and keep Gonzalo. That makes sense. It could work out. Yeah, I can see him going to the Serie A and being a really, really good number 9 as well. All right. Before we wrap up, I want to bring in this topic right now. Xabi Alonso wants more signing people. The club has compiled reports on several players and several positions in case there are departures. You're talking about in case there are departures, but you need to make those things happen, right? Raising a price for players and not willing to break contracts definitely lets those players stay in the club. So you got to make a decision. We know Alonso wants his players. We know Alonso wants to sign more players, but the club are not allowing him. And that is a worry. That is really, really a worry. Excuse me. There's some updates. Regarding Rodrygo. And here's what the thing is at this moment in time. Mario, he works for the Atletico, of course. He's a known journalist. And here's the situation about Rodrygo, right? Real Madrid and Xabi Alonso have opened the door for his exit. That means Alonso is saying you can leave Rodrygo. Think about that. Real Madrid, Florentino Perez is saying you can leave. Arsenal would need to sell first to get Rodrygo. So Arsenal are out of the question regarding Rodrygo. Source close to Paris Saint-Germain deny all the interest. So he's not going to PSG. There were some rumors about Paris Saint-Germain, but he ain't going there. He's not going to be benching Doué. He's not going to be benching Kvaratskhelia and Dembele. So I don't see him going to PSG. Nothing serious with Liverpool as well at this point. There were some rumors about that as well a few days back. But now what they're saying is that Liverpool are fully focused on Isak and they're not trying to sign Rodrygo, which is another club gone. Another club gone, bro. And Tottenham also explore some sort of showed some sort of interest, but it just doesn't appeal for Rodrygo. From Madrid, from the white Madrid to the white Spursy, doesn't make any sense, does it? So he ain't going anywhere at this moment in time, which is good. Which is good. He's got to be staying, but somehow Alonso doesn't want him to stay, and the club also doesn't want him to stay. What do you think about Rodrygo's situation? Should he stay? Should he leave? And if he leaves, who or what team should he join? Let me know your thoughts. Stop, man. Stop signing players. You're gonna have 20 players on the bench as Anas. Clone says KG. I'm staying with what I have been telling you to sell Vini. Yeah, there's no talks about Vini though. There's no talks about Vini today. And look, Rodrygo shout stays as Anas. Chester says Madrid will be the next Chelsea with the players. Yeah, I mean the front line is just too much, right? It is too much. It is too much. I think we need to make a decision. We need to make a decision in terms of who to keep, who to sell, who to loan out. That's what I think. Gravenberg says Liverpool need Diaz replacement, and we have money. Let's see after Isak. Interesting point. I think Liverpool can't sign Rodrygo anymore. A Diaz replacement is going to be Isak, bro. You got Ekatike in, let's say for Jota, and you bringing in Isak for Diaz. Darwin Núñez is still there. If you sell Darwin Núñez, then potentially Liverpool could go in for Rodrygo. But again, I don't see how they can get the funds. I'll be honest with you. Fitz, 100 and something, and Isak is going to cost you 150 million or 120 million euros or pound at least, for sure. So it's going to be tough for Liverpool to get him. So it seems to me that Rodrygo is going to be staying. It looks like he's going to be staying. Nobody's going to pay 80 to 90 million pounds for Rodrygo. Nobody. And now says KG Vini has to leave. Vini Jr. is going to cost Real Madrid La Liga. Damn, Chloe really doesn't like Vini. Núñez is going to Al Hilal for 70 million pounds, and Zaghi wants him. That hasn't materialized yet, Gravenberg. That has not materialized yet. So as long as that does not happen, Liverpool are stuck. And Rodrygo's situation is just looking like this. So, yeah, here it is, basically, people. We pretty much covered everything. Make sure you smash a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. And look, Madrid are being ruthless and forward-thinking, of course. Alaba situation, Rudiger situation, Ceballos situation, Mendy situation, and the number 9 situation. It is all a concern, right? All these are question marks that needs to be answered before we start the season. There's a lot of uncertainties for the future, and we need to know. We need to know. The club need to tell us what their prioritization is. Are they trying to keep these guys? Are they going to pay off to let them go? They need to make those decisions, I feel like, right? And if we do get rid of these players, definitely we need to bring in a replacement, in my opinion. But yeah, guys, that's it. We're going to wrap it up now. I think we're way past beyond the time that I wanted to be at. KG, should we respect Rodrygo if he leaves? I respect his decision, bro. I definitely respect his decision. If he stays or if he leaves, it's up to him. It's really up to him. So, yeah. If he stays, I'm going to be okay with it. It's a squad player. He's going to give us options on the left, on the right. You don't know what Mastantuono is going to bring to the team. He might not start the season hitting the ground. He might not be the guy that we expect. So then you have Rodrygo on the bench. You have someone else to rely on. So I feel like keeping him won't hurt us, especially if we're not bringing in another defender. KG, I'm still saying that you need a player who can play with Kylian Mbappe, says Chloe. I agree with that. KG, that loss against Madrid really hurt and weakened us, says Tristan. KG, Club first, Rodrygo should stay. Yeah. What do you think about Haaland to Real Madrid? Says, dope. I'll definitely take him. Put Mbappe out wide. Put Haaland as a center forward. And you could get rid of Vini. And that gives the team more balance, I'll tell you. Because Haaland is a pure 9. Mbappe is a dribbler who likes to shift out wide. So it's a win-win situation. Right now, what we have is the Vini and Mbappe and Rodrygo situation. They all want to play on the left-hand side. And that is the reason why the team is suffering, right? Up front, they're not clicking. They're not working as a unit. They're not pressing as a unit. They're not attacking as a unit. They're not passing the ball to each other when they needed to. So it's a big, big problem. And I think moving to the new season with that sort of, how can I put this? With that sort of tension and pressure on that front three, it's not good. And Alonso has to figure out a way to just basically rectify the situation. Let's talk about Mbappe's number 10. I don't see it. Before we wrap up, I was going to talk about that, but I went to Real Madrid's page and they have not announced it. You said it's official. Who made it official, bro? It's not on Madrid's page. It's not on Madrid's page, bro. You said it's official, but I don't see it. Yeah. I don't see anything about Kylian Mbappe being a number 10 officially. But anyways, we know he's going to get the number 10. Anyways, like the stream, drop a like on the stream, and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, if you guys are new to the channel. And look, I'll see you guys on the next show. And Gravenberg says, if Real Madrid get Haaland, Pep days and Premier League combined coming to an end. It's already coming to an end, bro. It's already ended right now, Gravenberg. Pep has just lost it. He has just lost it. He's crap. I mean, he did everything he can on his face. And it's about time he leaves now. If he doesn't win the Premier League this season, I think he's going to be gone for sure. Justin says KG is one of the best football streamers. Says big up Justin. When is the next stream? The next stream is going to be tomorrow, right? We got some games tomorrow. Let's see. I think we got some games tomorrow, if I'm not lying. All right, tomorrow there is an Al Nassr game. We might be able to do, right? Joao Felix, first game for Al Nassr. Cristiano, first game. It's going to be interesting to see how they combine. So I'm looking forward to that match. And also, Manchester United is going to be playing 9:30 p.m. against Bournemouth. So those are the two games that we're going to be doing tomorrow. All right, we're going to be trying to do tomorrow. So keep an eye on that. Any breaking news coming from Real Madrid, of course, you know I'll keep you up to date. Just make sure you put them notifications on. Every time we go live, you will be notified. So, and also join the Discord as well. Let me put the links in the chat. We talk football 24/7. And if you want to talk about anything, you can let us know and join the Discord now. We can continue the discussion and the conversation. All right. I'll put the links in the chat as well. But yeah, guys, that is it. Much love, everybody. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out. So